Hi, I am Janice Halmateo with Keller Williams Realty. I am here on behalf of the Clark County Association of Realtors as a past president. I'm here with Ann Rivers, who is the incumbent senator from the 18th Legislative District. Ann, would you like to have a little brief intro for yourself?
Sure. I am Ann Rivers from the 18th Ledge, which includes Ridgefield, La Center, Battleground, Hawkinson, Washougal, Camas, and part of Eastern Vancouver. I am the Republican whip, so I'm in top 4 leadership in the Senate. And I also serve on Ways and Means, which is how we raise funds and how we spend funds. I am on healthcare, which is very near and dear to my heart. I'm on environment, energy, and technology. And I'm also on the Rules Committee, which controls the flow of bills in and out of the Senate. So I've been working in partnership with the Realtors for now almost 12 years. I can't even hardly believe that. But it's really been a pleasure, and I'm super grateful for all the support that the Realtors have shown me this year. So from the bottom of my heart, please accept my grateful thanks.
Well, absolutely. So Ann, we have a couple of quick questions for you. How should the legislator address the housing shortage in Washington?
Well, I think the first thing that you have to do is have a hard look at GMA. As you know, the Ruckelshaus Center, based on a budget proviso that I happened to do, was able to look at where is GMA working, where is it hurting? And what became very clear was that it was hurting our buildable land supply. So what happens is when there's not enough land, then the competition becomes more stiff for homes to be built, or, you know, it's supply and demand, basically. So what you have to do is find that spot where we can maintain our quality of life, but that we can also have an affordable housing supply. So it all gets back to GMA and the ability of us in the legislature to work together to have those candid but sometimes difficult discussions. Because I will tell you that GMA appears to be some kind of a sacred cow in Olympia, and we've got to move beyond that. Otherwise, we will not be an affordable state to live in.
That's fantastic. So next question is, how should we balance our commitments and investments with the economic impacts that have been felt statewide?
So that is an awesome question. And this is something that I've been puzzling over since COVID began, because it became pretty clear that small businesses, many of them, were not going to be able to survive the shutdown. And true enough, we've had, I think, over 2,000 businesses now go permanently out of business. They won't be coming back. That puts a hit on our tax base. It also puts a hit on the services that people can get. And it hurts us in lots of other ways too. I mean, my son was the manager at a popular restaurant that shut down for good. And now, because the rules are so difficult to reopen and so limited, he's not been able to go back to work. So then, of course, his mental health is in a tenuous situation from time to time. And also, he reports to me that many of his coworkers were single moms who need to provide for their children with the flexibility to be able to work when their kids are at school. Now they're at home with their kids, trying to help their kids learn, fretting how they're going to manage paying the bills. So it's not a siloed, the economy isn't a siloed thing. It's more like a network or a web that goes out, and we have to look at the entire thing. There's a lot of talk in Olympia right now, and I'm particularly in tune to this because I do sit on the Ways and Means Committee, about doing a capital gains income tax. And also doing an income, just a straight up income tax. One of the Senate leaders was quoted in the newspaper saying it'll just be 2 or 3% on everyone. Well, 2 or 3% on a single mom who's working as a server in a restaurant is not the same as 2 or 3% to someone who's very, very wealthy. So we've got all of these complex situations. But I think for my part, what I want to look at is all the brand new programs that we instituted in the past couple of years, which are really kind of nice to have, but not necessarily a need. We've got to pull it back and reprioritize. We've been here before, and so we know what to do to get out of this mess. But the question will be, who in Olympia will be who will be working with me to achieve that end?
You're totally spot on, Anne. And I guess one of the big questions are, what are your overall goals for the upcoming legislative session?
To stop an income tax and capital gains. I think, look, my concern is that that when people in this state have money, they spend it. And we saw this. We had, going into COVID, one of the most robust economies in the US, because we allowed people to spend their money the way they wanted to spend it, buying homes, buying vehicles, that kind of thing, right? So now we're saying to them, we're going to impose these taxes, so now we'll be making the spending decision on your money. But the problem is those spending decisions will not be contributing to the economy that we need to strengthen and grow. Additionally, I think that we have to look at protecting, we have a constitutional mandate to protect our most vulnerable.
Right.
Those among us who, by no fault of their own, are reliant upon us. So I think we have to get back to the Constitution and look at the protecting our most vulnerable, providing for public safety, basic infrastructure, and funding K through 12 education. And I think the rest of it is nice, but it can wait.
We're spot on, Anne. So again, we strongly endorse you as Clark County Association of Realtors, and thank you so much for your time. And we encourage everyone here watching to vote. And this is why we're voting accordingly with you. So thank you so much, Anne.
Thank you so much.